Hey guys, welcome to the Kreators Klub with Coach Kimmi. What's up? What's up? Yes, I am your coach where I teach you how to start and grow your YouTube channel like a pro. Like a what? Like a pro. Let's get right into it. So today we are talking about you are not too old to start your YouTube channel. You are not. You are not. You may be thinking, well, these 20-year-olds and 30-year-olds and 40-year-olds are doing their channel. But guess what? So are 50, 60, 70, and even 80-year-old people have YouTube channels now. So it is not too late for you to start your channel. Why is this a perfect time for you to start your channel? Why? Because what you know, people are in search of. Nowadays, young people cannot help other young people to do life. You have life experience. You have the loss of your family members. You had the loss of jobs. You know how to create maybe a Sunday meal. People are in search of how to cook. No one teaches them how to cook. I didn't really learn how to cook. So whatever it is that you're teaching people, what you're talking about, what you're passionate about, there is a space for you to share this information with people. Again, it doesn't matter how old you are. I've watched people 60, 70 years old. They're traveling. They're retiring. They're showing what that looks like. They're showing how to handle their money. They're talking about mistakes that they've learned when it comes to dealing with money. So as an older YouTuber, as a content creator, there's plenty of space for you to start with what you're talking about. And remember, everyone's audience is going to be different. Everyone's audience is going to be different. When I started my channel, I was like, wow, all these young people, they were in their 20s and their 30s. And I'm looking like, well, who wants to listen to me? But what I found out was the way I explained things, people resonated with that. They were like, you know what? Yeah, this girl over here, she's younger. She's got all this fancy equipment. She's doing ABC, but I don't understand her. They couldn't speak her language. So even you as an older YouTube creator, whatever it is that you're bringing to the table, maybe some people do like the way that you speak a little slower. You speak calmer. In this fast-paced world, these people be like, boom, 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 boom. And I'm listening to them sometimes. Their words is like a rap song. Everything is so fast and spoken so quickly. I can't even process it. So as an older YouTuber, you have the experience. And that's why I'm not even going to edit this video. I want you to see. I want you just to start. Get in the raw, whatever that looks like. I'm not going to edit my little mistakes that I make during this video. I want you to see that what's important is what I'm saying, not even how I'm saying it. There is a time to learn how to say it properly, but right now I just want you to get started. So I want you to take your experience, your skill set, whatever it may be, start infusing this information, start sharing this knowledge with people. That's what they're looking for nowadays. And you may say, well, Kimmi, why do they need me to talk about it when they can just go to ChatGPT and just Google everything? It's not the same. You can put something in chat. It's going to give you a response. But there's nothing like that human life, real life experience that you bring to the table. Okay, so the first thing is you have an advantage because of your age. That's the first point I want to make. That's an advantage. You have experience. Use it. Get paid for it, okay? That's what the Kreators Klub is all about. We're going to start that YouTube channel, okay? I teach you how in my book, Start and Grow Your YouTube Channel. Boom, boom, boom. Who would have thought at my age I would be writing books, okay? Now, this book, again, is designed to help you start your YouTube channel, but it's going to help you, it's going to take you step by step how to get it done, okay? The next thing is people trust experience and authenticity. Again, you can't get that from ChatGPT. They can't feel how you felt when you lost your father. If you separated from your husband, if you lost a job, you can't get that feeling from ChatGPT. Chat's going to give you the answer, but people need to feel that you know their pain. And when you're telling your story, they can feel that. They can feel that. They can't get that from ChatGPT. When I'm telling you how I felt when I lost my mother, my father, my sister, these are actual stories too. This is not just for YouTube. But when I tell you about my pain that I experienced, that I'm experiencing, what grief looks like. Your whole channel could be about grief. What it's like to lose a child. What it's like to lose a spouse. What it's like to lose your mom. That could be your whole channel. And there is a whole group of people out there who need to hear what you have to say about that to help them to cope with what they're going through. So again, when you think about starting your YouTube channel, no matter where you are in life, even if you're a younger person, I'm speaking for maybe if you're older, but even if you're a younger person, you've experienced something maybe your peers have not. They need to hear your story. That's what's so important. What do you have to say on a topic? Okay? They can find on Chat GPT. They can Google it, right? They can watch a quick 30-second short. But it's nothing like that real, authentic, long-form story. Long-form content is just that. I sit here and I may talk to you for 20 minutes, 30 minutes about what's going on. People will say long-form content is dead, but it's not. It's not. You telling your story, and it may take you some time to tell your story. You ever been at a good church service or a good sermon or, somewhere and someone's speaking and you like, take your time. They start getting emotional. And everybody in the back like, take your time, because you start getting emotional, you feeling it. And they're like, just chill. That's what YouTube will allow you to do. Tell your story. Take your time. Tell your story, okay? And again, people want to feel you. They want to resonate with you. They want to connect with you. That's what you want your audience to do. That's what you want them to do. And examples of creators who started in life, there are plenty on YouTube. If you just type in living my best life at 60, living my best life at 70. If you put in how to do exercises at 60 years old, how to do exercises when you have arthritis. So these are specific topics that are, older people are interested in. So maybe you have a perspective on that. Maybe you do know how to teach yoga and you're 60. Can you start your channel about that? What is it like to be an empty nester? Have all of your children left the home? And now you're able to share your experience of what that looks like. How do you feel? That's what people are interested in. And sometimes you would be surprised, especially in this modern world, because of Chat GPT and Google and all of this, the human connection is missing. So when I'm able to sit here and share my story of how I felt when I had lost my mom and I had to go out and relearn how to go out by myself in these streets just to go to the grocery store when I had her with me all the time, there's someone else out there feeling the exact same way. The first couple of times I went out the house without my mom, I was so used to going to Walmart and I have to get her riding cart for her, or make sure I park here, or make sure I do this. And the first couple of times I went out and I didn't have to do that, I was like, now what do I do with myself? It made me sad because I was so accustomed to doing certain things for my mother, right? My dad, I had to go every Sunday and help him with his medication. And when I didn't have to do that anymore, it's like, now what do I do? So just for those of you who do not know my story, I actually lost my sister, I lost my mother, I lost my father, and my father-in-law all within a 4-year time frame. So that was rough. It's still rough. But that's a story that only I can share. Even if you had a similar experience, it wasn't my experience. Some people have to do all of that and they still had to work. That's something that you can share. So whatever it is that you have experienced in your life is a story. Just like we watch people on Lifetime, we watch Lifetime stories. Why? Why do we watch these murder mysteries and intrigued by real life podcasts? It's a news show I watch called Betrayal on ABC. And it's real life of how these women and men have been betrayed by someone. Usually a love of their life, and they thought they were one way, and they find out. The one I watched the other day, the lady thought her husband, he was married for 16 years. And one day he wrote on his resume that he served in Vietnam. And come to find out, she said, well, you never told me about that. Well, come to find out, not only was that not true, but he was living a whole nother life in Canada before he came over here to the United States and changed his name and everything, right? So why are we intrigued by that? Because it's real life. It happened to somebody, and it's like, whoa, if that happened to her, it could happen to me. And what lessons can we learn from that? So everything that happens in our life is a lesson. So be willing to be open to share. Doesn't mean you have to share everything that's private with you. You do not. But be open to share what it is you're talking about. And you can do it tastefully. You know, doesn't mean you have to get on here dancing and all that, because sometimes people think, oh, I don't want to do all that dancing, Kimmy. You don't have to, but you do need to be open and being willing to share the information that you have. So even though you are an older creator, because that's what this video particularly was talking about, even though you are an older creator, do not let that stop you. Colonel Sanders did not fry his first piece of chicken, KFC, until he was in his 60s. So there's plenty of room for you wherever you are. Again, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. You have a story that nobody else can tell. Nobody else can tell that story but you. So I'm going to encourage you to check out my book, again, Start and Grow Your YouTube Channel. Boom, boom, boom. You can get it at creatorsclubwithkimmi.com. All K's, Creators Club with Kimmi. For those who are listening on the podcast, Creators Club with Kimmi also. Okay, and then I wish you much success on growing your channel. Stay tuned for more tips to come, because we are going to grow these channels, right? Babies are making money on YouTube. Why aren't you? Bye, guys.